Bad news. Nobody wants to deliver it, and certainly nobody wants to receive it. Bad news comes in many different formats. It might be a retrenchment. It may be that you've got to pull your support of a local supplier. Maybe it's the end of a relationship. No matter what it is, it can be a very awkward situation, and I hope that the tips I give you over the next few minutes help you when either delivering bad news or, worse, receiving bad news. The first thing is don't delay. If you know you have to deliver bad news, it's inevitable. Get on and do it. It just means people can digest it and they can start working out a plan to go forward. So don't delay bad news. Own the news. If you're the person responsible for delivering the news, avoid saying things like, "Don't kill the messenger, it's not my fault." Just own it and take responsibility for it. This is very important. Do it face to face. Sure, it's nice and easy, isn't it, to write an email, but it's the coward's way out. If you can't do it face to face, at least set up an online meeting where you can see the other person's face and they can see yours. Put your phone away, don't be distracted, give your undivided attention, be calm, be professional, and take your time in delivering the bad news. Remember, you are aware of what the news is, but the recipient isn't, and they're going to need time to digest what you're actually saying. Very important is be prepared for a whole range of reactions. Now that might be silence, it might be tears, it might be anger, it might be that the person becomes extremely defensive. Whatever it is, don't take it personally, let the person react the way they need to react. Very important is don't give false hope. Avoid saying statements like, "Maybe we can hire you back in 3 months," if you know that that is not going to be the case. But at this point, do offer what you can offer. Maybe that is casual work when and as you need them, or maybe it's just a referral. Finally, offer a follow-up meeting. Remember, they need time to digest this bad news and they may have questions and comments they need to address, maybe the following day or when they've thoroughly gone through in their mind what the situation really is. Right, let's move on to receiving bad news. Maybe this is going to be a big surprise for you. So try and control your emotions if you can. If the emotions are welling up too much in you and you feel you're losing your control, ask if you can defer the meeting to another date or another time. If any questions come to mind, do ask them. If you need a follow-up meeting, remember to ask for a follow-up meeting if it's not offered. Now, really, the action of receiving bad news comes after receiving it. In other words, what steps do you take when you've received that bad news? Typically, this is going to change your situation in life, so it's quite a serious thing to have to deal with. Well, the first thing is don't make any knee-jerk reactions. Don't make any decisions that are going to irrevocably change your life, which you can't go back on. There is a lot of wisdom in sleeping on it. Sleep on it a few days. It's amazing how your perspective and how your thoughts change once you've got over that initial shock and that initial panic. The next step is to do what you can to change, alter, or benefit your current situation. Now, that might be a very small action or a very small thing. It might be asking a friend for support. It might be approaching your bank. It might be cutting up a credit card. It might be moving your location, your home, chatting to a partner. Whatever the case is, make a list of what you can do, what action you can take. Amazing how much stress is actually wrapped up in inactivity. As soon as you become active, the stress starts to fall away. Now, it won't go completely, but it alleviates stress. For goodness sakes, please don't bury your head in the sand. Don't go into denial and don't turn to drink to stupefy yourself. Unfortunately, your problem will still be there when you come to or you lift your head out of the sand. So action is how to deal with this very stressful situation. Do what you can, and what you can't do, you have to leave. When seeking out a solution, be flexible, be open-minded. What can you do? Maybe it's not the most desirable thing you want to do in life, but can you alter? Can you readjust? Can you give yourself a retread? This is a very important point, and that is be willing to accept assistance. This is incredibly difficult if you're used to being a person in control, independent, and being the breadwinner or contributing in some way. But there are always times in our lives where we need to be willing to accept assistance when it's offered. There's a benefit to this. You are humbled, yes, but you also become more compassionate as a result. Because of this, you're probably going to be more willing to offer other people assistance when you're in a situation or position that you can do that. So accept it willingly would be my recommendation. The reality is most of us have to deal with one side of this coin or both, once, many times in our life. So let's do it with a little bit of grace and compassion. Please feel free to contact me if you'd like this topic delivered in more detail, along with other business etiquette techniques. This can be done online or live.